Okay, boys and girls, so what we're working on today is converting or changing a decimal to its word form, or taking it from its word form and making it a decimal. So we're going to start with decimal to word form. Okay? So when I have a decimal like this, I have to look what place it's in. So I can see right here, this is the tens place, the tenths, and this is the hundredths. Oops. Yeah. Hundredths place. Okay? So since I got all the way to the hundredths place, that means my denominator, or what that means is I have 35 hundredths, meaning I'm going to write 35 hundredths like this. Remember, like I said yesterday, it is so important to make sure you always put that box, or not the box, but put the THS on it. So if I had a decimal like this, 0.3, that is saying 3 tenths. So I would write it 3 tenths. Or I could write it with the word out, 3 tenths. Either way works. So let's try a few more. Try these ones with me. I'm going to give you this. So our first fraction is to see what place we're in. This first one is the tenths place. This next one is the, you should have called out, hundredths place. Since I got all the way to the hundredths, that is my value of this number. So I take what's here and I write it, and then I write the place that it got to, 42 hundredths. Always remembering that THS. Because if I would say 42 hundredths, people would imagine this number instead of this decimal, and we don't want that. Okay? Let's try another one. Let's do this. Call out what place I'm in. I'm in the tenths place. So I write that down. Okay? So that means I have 4 tenths. So I write 4 and then the value, tenths. Making sure I have that THS at the end. So I don't have 4 tens, because that would be 40, and that's not what we're getting at. We want 4 tenths, because that represents this decimal. Try this one all on your own for me. Try this one. Pause the video and you try it yourself. Well, I can see I got to the tenths place here. Then I got to the hundredths place. Since I got to the hundredths place, that's what I'm going to keep. And I have 32 of them. So it becomes 32 hundredths. Just like that. Try one more on your own. Let's say I gave you, let's do 0.5. Okay, pause the video and try it on your own. When you're ready, unpause it. So I got to the tenths place. So that means I have 5 tenths. So this becomes 5, and I write down tenths just like that. Okay? That's how you would do that one. Now we're going to do the opposite, where I go from word form to decimal. So if I gave you 2/10, this 2 represents how many you have. This tenths represents the place you're in. So I'm going to start with my place because I know what to do with that. I put my decimal point and I'm in the tenths place, so I draw my tenths. My 2 is what I'm focusing on, so I'm going to bring that over and drop it down right there. So in the end, I get this decimal of 2/10. Okay, let's try another one. Let's say I always use 30. Let's say 74 hundredths. Remember, this number represents how many hundredths I have. This tells me my place that I'm in. So I'm in the hundredths place, so I put my decimal point, draw my line for tenths, draw my line for hundredths, and now I bring this 74 over, because I have 74 of them, and I write it on top. So in the end, this is my decimal point. Now what if I have one like this? 7 hundredths. This is how many I have. And this is my place. So, since this is my place, I need to put my period, or my decimal point, and I do my tenths place, hundredths place. I have 7 hundredths, so I need to make this look like 7. Does that look like 7? No, that looks like 7D, so that's not the right way. So instead I need to put the 7 here and the 0 in front to get 0.07. So that's 7 hundredths right there. Okay, now you try some. I'm going to give you a fraction and I want you to create it. Pause the video. When you're ready to correct it, turn the video back on. So do 9 tenths. Make sure to pause the video. When you're ready, turn it back on so we can go over it. Okay, this 9 represents how many tenths I have. This tenths represents the place I'm in. So since I'm in the tenths place, I put my dot and one line to represent that tenths. Then I bring over the 9 and put it on top. So it becomes 0.9 or 9 tenths. If you want, you can also do 0, meaning I have 0 holes, and then 9. That works too. Either one, these are the same exact thing. This is just showing there are 0 holes. Because there's no 0 here, we just automatically assume there's no holes. Either way works. Okay, now you try this one again. Try 5 hundredths. Okay, pause the video. You try. When you're ready, turn it back on and correct with me. So remember, this is how many, and this is the place I'm in. So I'm in the hundredths place, so I put my decimal point, tenths, hundredths. Now I need to bring over my 5. Do I write it like this? No, that's 50. I need to make it 5, so I put 0, then 5. Now that represents 5. So, in the end, my decimal looks like this, Or I could put the 0 in front to represent no holes, and 5 like that. Either way works. If you need help, let me know. Bye, guys.